So today, September 6, 2024, as the police is raiding this Eric Adams aides and like the education aide who was, they say, allegedly is his friend from way back in the police force or something like that, Banks. As the police are conducting raids and the FBI is not saying why they're raiding this Eric Adams administration, administration staff members. They're keeping it secret. Which is kind of weird because the public needs to know how corrupt this New York is. So people don't think, someone like me should recording videos every day that my mother was killed here, a daughter, Bolani and Flora, part of a gang. My mother said, especially the Bolani was part of a gang. They killed her for money, killed her in the city hospital. And as I sue the hospital and I'm trying to get justice for my mother, I'm being attacked on the street, and the police are also, the FBI, the federal police is raiding this Eric Adams administration staff, and they're not saying why. Could this be related to me or could it be related to another person? So, so the one is to look at the lack of transparency, because whenever there's a criminal stuff going on, they owe it a duty. So any other victims could be able to voice out and people be able to believe those victims. So I'm experiencing attacks and abuse, being threatened by Black American gangs. I don't know if these are gang members of my mother's daughter, Bolanle, because my mother said she used to do drugs and gang. And also, I was trying to use the bathroom today, September 6, 2024, at the J Street station. This is near the Macy's. So I went into the bathroom around 9 a.m. And when I was coming out, this Black American janitor was using her backside to block the door. And I heard her talking to another person. I heard somebody talking to her. You say, that one has been there too long. They need to go home. I'm a foreigner and they have no right to be harassing me in the women's bathroom at the train station, J Street. So the video camera would record that when I went to the bathroom, I was trying to come out. This Black American janitor, was bent over in front of the door. She was hanging onto the rail by the door and blocking the door. And they always try to bump into me to make it look like I'm the one sexually into them or whatever. So this is sexual harassment, this is hate, and there's a camera at the J Street station where the bathroom is. So the MTA and the authorities, including FIFA, please get the camera recording, and investigate this, because if foreigners are going to be ambushed and killed like my mother, daughters killed her, Balani and Flora. My mother said they went into insurance fraud scam, and they stole all my mother's property after they killed her, including my green card and my passport. So I can't travel nowhere. I can't get a job here in America. So I'm being held hostage since 2015, May 20. They killed my mother. They went into my mother's storage, and where my mother kept an extra spec, an extra. The U.S. immigration gave me issued a green card to me in 2008, and they mistakenly issued 2 green cards. So I kept one for myself, and my mother kept one for me. So in 2015, when my mother's daughters killed her, they stole that green card. I don't know if they sold it to somebody else. And 2019, the one I had for myself, the police arrested me, to put me in the cycle, and stole that green card also. I don't have no green card left, and it's very expensive to try to replace it. I think it costs almost $1,000 to replace it. So I'm homeless on the street. So I'm being held hostage on American law. Somebody takes your travel documents. It's a hostage. It's a kidnapping case, and they refuse to arrest my mother's daughter. And this I require them. There's a court order since 1990s because the police removed me and my mother from our basement apartment, threw us out on the street. And there's a court order since 1990s that they have to put us in a hotel room. People that have subject to vacate orders from basement apartment. And this Eric Adam has been putting Black Americans in a position, hotel rooms. I've been reaching out to him and refused to put me in a hotel room. And they say it's into pay for play. I'm not saying all the Black Americans is helping, they pay the money. It seems it's also xenophobic. Most likely it's happening to Black Americans for free. Because if somebody's homeless, I don't think they'll be able to pay a mayor money to put them in a hotel room. So most likely it's happening for free, but as an African, it's not helping me. And the FBI is not saying why they're raiding all his staff, a lot of his staff members, and they're keeping it a secret. So someone like me, I'm just left out here in the cold. And also the MTA messed me up. The MTA president, I think his name is David something. I'm not so sure of his name. But he said he's resigning from the And before he resigned, he changed all the rules. That stroller is banned, everything I carry is banned. I said the cause I carry is banned and the police should be arresting people like me. And said it's going to a new job on September 9th. September 9th was when the police took me out my home on Stein and I kicked my mother out. 2010. So he said he's starting a new job and it's going to be out for New York forever. He says going back to his native city, Boston. So so it's like it created a rules where I can be arrested and killed in the subway. Because the MTA workers, some of them, so especially some of the Black American ones, they are questioning me, making fun of me, saying bye bye forever, get well soon. I know I'm not dead yet. So the last time the police arrested me, I was being harassed in the subway, and the police put their nail on my neck when I came out the subway on Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue. You know, this was 2019. That was July 20th, 2019. So this morning, an MTA worker, a Black American male, he was a huge guy. He came close to me on Atlantic Avenue train station, the Manhattan-bound R train platform. As soon as I got off the R train stops at Atlantic Avenue today in the morning at 12 midnight. It was like around 3 a.m. They said the train is supposed to go to Manhattan, but said that they were stopping the service on at Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn, till 5 a.m. So at 3 a.m. in the morning, this guy came walk to me. I said, get well soon. Or say, be well. Now, that's one thing you said to somebody that's badly injured. So I get threatened with violence on the street and violence from the police. And then after that, the police was surrounding me. Said the last MTA president, before he resigned and ran away from New York, put the rules in that they should be arresting people with a stroller. That's not required to have a stroller on the subway. So that issuing barbaric laws. They said, and this police is mass arresting all foreigners. So 75% of the people the police are arresting in Manhattan are foreigners. When a Black American attacks me, I call the police don't arrest them. So it's all foreigners that they're arrested. So they're putting all kinds of forced arrest attempt on me. Because all of a sudden this MTA president, because I used to report this MTA that they leave the customers' bathroom dirty for many, many years. So they went and ganged up with their authorities, and now they're trying to criminalize me as a foreigner. Say strollers are illegal in New York subways unless you put a baby in them, which is against the law. The law in New York State says they can't create laws just to benefit people that have children. That's if people with children can carry strollers, anybody else can carry stroller. They can't just create a special law to benefit people with children. The family, it's called family status. You can't discriminate based on family status. Because the people with children can carry a stroller, put the bags in the stroller and put their baby on top of the bag. That's fine. But because I don't have a baby, and nobody should be engaged in child trafficking. And some people, and also there's a romance scam gang that's also harassing me, and because there's a loophole in American law. There's a Black American actress who was trying to divorce her husband. The husband was not as famous and rich as her. So the husband told the court that she had agreed to adopt a baby, and he went ahead and adopted the baby for them. So she has to pay child support. So the Black American actress said they don't have any written agreement. She never told him that. He said it was an oral agreement. And the court ruled that oral agreement, is allowed. So if somebody tells you to go and adopt a baby for them, the court would accept it as a real agreement. So she has to pay child support for 21 years. So I'm being threatened with death. So I don't know if this is a child trafficking gang, because they'll be sending little kids to come there and say, Baba, Mama. I'm like, I've been all over the world. I've never seen little kids calling strangers Baba, Mama. So sometimes they try to hit me with cars because I'm worth a lot of money because my mother was killed in an American hospital and her daughter's feigned mental illness on her, and the hospital played along and put my mother in the cycle. Even though my mother was speaking and she had passed the mental health test, that's Bellevue Hospital. The city of New York owns that hospital. And also the immigration arrested me wrongfully in 2000, even though I was under 21, I'm considered a child, and my mother had a green card, and the U.S. law said they can't separate parents from a child, and also I had a green card stamp in my passport. So that case lasted for 8 years. In 2008, and they released a green card to me. So I'm trying to sue the immigration. I'm trying to sue for arresting me in 2000 wrongfully, and I'm trying to sue the New York City police for taking my home in 2010, and for the New York City government-owned hospital, Bellevue Hospital, killing my mom in 2015 So I'm potentially worth billions of dollars. Most, So it's a black American gang trying to hit me with a car. They say, oh, they say no, under the laws in New York, anybody can just go to court and say, while you were alive, you told them to go adopt a child and that you're going to pay for the child, the upkeep. And then they can go to court and claim, the person is now dead, so they want the court to give them money, and claim that's your child now. The child can inherit all your property, and they will then get the property from the child. So there's a fraud scheme going on in New York. FIFA is supposed to set us the World Cup. Because who knows if all the Africans are going to come here, this gang can lie against them and see if any of them is worth money. And claim under American law that agreed to father or mother a child orally. And then these criminal gangs will then go get themselves pregnant, choose whoever they want to pregnant them, and say you chose, they're not your surrogate. So there's a crime spree going on in New York. So FIFA, this was not safe to host the World Cup, and the police are not helping foreigners. I always call the police to report crimes like my mother's daughter's killing her, and they refused. I recorded my mother before she was killed. Even the FBI was tapping my phone because I used to have an immigration court case, so it's mandatory for them to be tapping your phone once you're arrested by immigration. So my mother was telling me her daughter was about to kill her, and I was recording it also with my phone and stuff. And the FBI refused to arrest her daughters. Say her daughters are into insurance fraud. So I've been put in immigration prison wrongfully. My mother, that was a U.S. citizen, has been killed. And the police is not helping me. When you're put in immigration prison, they'll tap your phone. And my mother was saying my daughter's about to kill her. So the FBI, and my mother was a U.S. citizen, and the FBI refused to help my mother get justice. And her daughter went and killed her. So they're not helping foreigners or people that are related to foreigners that need help. So my mother was a naturalized U.S. citizen. She was originally born in Nigeria, but she became so she was like, she's not like a native U.S. citizen. She's just a foreigner that became a U.S. citizen. So it's like they're discriminating. If you're not a native-born white U.S. citizen, the police is not helping you. You may have a U.S. passport, but you're naturalized. So FIFA is not safe, and they keep raiding this mayor, this Eric Adams, who has also been very corrupt towards me, wouldn't help me with even though there's a court order that they have to give people like me vacated from my home hotel room that's given to black Americans in my position that were vacated from their home also, but wouldn't give me hotel room. And the FBI is raiding all the staff members, a lot of the staff members, but they're not saying why. To see is this related to me or some other person that may have a similar matter like me. So the FBI and the police refuse to help me, and they're keeping everything silent. Even though they tap into my phone, because once you've ever had an immigration case in this country, under the Patriot Act, they can tap your phone forever. Even Snowden, a former U.S. federal agent who fled America to apply for asylum in Russia, said they're tapping a lot of the foreigners' phone. If you ever come across the law enforcement and if you've ever been arrested, they'll be tapping your phone forever as a foreigner. So they're busy tapping my phone lines, but they won't help me get justice. Even a black American guy that was trying to help me, I recorded him also. The police went and killed him. Yeah, I recorded him. So this was going on. So the blacks, they have no right. They tap our phone lines. Even though there was a prominent guy called Martin Luther King. They said the FBI was involved in killing him. They were surveilling him. Even my friend Eric Garner was trying to help me as a foreigner. That the police evicted me from my home on Staten Island. The police went and killed him weeks later. And the FBI has my recording of Eric Garner saying, he told me his name is Eric Garner, is going to help me. He was just like a community activist. He always helps people on Staten Island. And the whole world march. The killer got away. They didn't let me testify in court. The same spot where I last spoke with Eric Garner, we were in front of a Spanish restaurant on Bay Street and Victor Boulevard. That's when the police went and killed him. Weeks later. So this is what is going on.